Hi, I am Shreya and welcome back to Echoes from the Quiet Corner. In this episode, we journey into two worlds, one where a grieving child finds healing through letters from a lost doll, and another where a child learns from an elephant's eyes that no one is coming to save her. But maybe, just maybe, she already has everything she needs within her. Today, in an age where posts disappear in seconds and conversations last only as long as a swipe, we've started to forget the power of a slow story of someone truly noticing us. And that's why we are here. So buckle up, not for facts and stats, but for feelings, fables, and a reminder of the one thing AI can never replicate, the human heart behind the story. Let's begin with a walk in the park, a quiet one in Berlin nearly a century ago. Franz Kafka, frail and ill, walks alongside Dora. One afternoon, their stroll is interrupted by the sound of a little girl crying. She had lost her doll. Now, many would have offered a few comforting words and walked away, but Kafka didn't. Instead, he did what writers do best. He imagined. He told the girl her doll wasn't lost. She had gone on a journey, a great journey around the world. And what's more, she had written Kafka a letter. The little girl, still skeptical, asked for proof. Kafka promised to bring the letter the next day. And he did. And the day after that, and the day after that. For weeks, Kafka wrote letters in the voice of the doll, postcards from imaginary continents, stories of distant lands and delightful adventures, each one tailored to soothe the heartbreak of a child. In his final years, Kafka, who often wrote of alienation and bureaucracy, became the voice of comfort, the voice of empathy. And what he gave the little girl wasn't just closure. He gave her the gift of imagination, the power of perspective, and the ability to dream through pain. This story isn't widely discussed in literary circles. It's not about the cleverness of a plot twist. It's about something we almost never praise in writing: kindness. Today, I look around and wonder, where did this kind of empathy go? Why do we rarely praise writers for their kindness? Why do we celebrate cleverness but ignore compassion? We hail suspense, plot twist, genius, but forget the soft power of gentleness in a world that can be so harsh. Even in writing, we see less of it. Less vulnerability, less patience, less human connection. But stories like Kafka's remind us of something essential, that storytelling is not just about entertainment, it's about witnessing someone's sorrow and walking into it with them. It's about picking up a pen and saying, I can't give you back your doll, but I can help you dream her alive again. Now, come with me to another story, a more personal one, a memory from my own childhood. In my town, there was a saying, if you see an elephant's tail, you will get a free period at school. So you can imagine how seriously I took elephant tail spotting specifically. But there was also a warning. Never look the elephant in the eye. One day I did. And what I saw changed me. The elephant was not the mythical, magical creature of our schoolyard beliefs. It was a being in pain. Its eyes were full of tears, its walk heavy with sorrow. And in that gaze, I saw something I couldn't unsee, the invisible suffering we often ignore. As a child, I wanted to help, but I felt so small, powerless. That elephant, for all its size and strength, was trapped by something or a tiny human it could easily overpower. But it didn't, and that's when I realized something very deep. We are often just like that elephant, strong yet unaware of our own power, bound by invisible chains. Fear, doubt, expectations, even though the keys are in our own hands. Let's pause here. These two stories may seem entirely different, but they speak to the same soul. Kafka taught us that sometimes we need someone else to write letters to our pain, to gently rewrite our losses as beginnings. But the elephant reminds us that sometimes we are the only ones who can free ourselves. Yet, even then, isn't it true that someone, somewhere, helped us become the kind of person who could free herself? Maybe a parent, a teacher, a stranger, a friend, maybe a Kafka. The truth is, these two ends of the story are never in conflict. They complete each other. The child who receives kindness grows into the adult who recognizes her own strength. Today, we scroll past stories in seconds. We measure impact in retweets. We praise algorithms more than altruism. But somewhere deep down, we are still those children, grieving the dolls we lost, staring into the eyes of elephants, wondering if anyone sees us. So here's a question. When was the last time you told someone a healing story? Not a story to impress, but a story to comfort, a story to remind them that life is vast and pain is not the end. Or maybe, when was the last time you wrote a letter from a doll? Or looked into someone's eyes and truly saw? In the end, Kafka's letters were confiscated, lost in history, but the girl, she healed. And the elephant, maybe it kept walking, not knowing that its tears once changed a little girl's life. And me, I carry both stories. Because in every heartbreak and every breakthrough, there is always a storyteller and a silent listener. Sometimes we are both. So let's tell kinder stories and live like we know our strength. Let's never live like the elephant in my story. And let's always remember, even a doll's letter can change the world. Thanks for listening. If this story moved you, maybe share it with someone who might need to hear it. Until next time, keep listening to elephants, to letters, to the quiet corners of your soul. And keep telling stories that matter. Bye.